Nak me tigeosit. Now may I invite the chaplain for the Nandera Methodist Circuit.
Sadhu Wana Masu, let us pray. Ke mami bogorogoroko wike muni, ke mami bogadau takana edha muni, ena songoni ke mami tigokina, muni laveti, muni rokovi, muni sadhe rengana ni mami turanga, ke mami sakarena bebuke, ke mami sakarena bitumberi, ke na be nguvi ni alo muni na alo tambu. Ni tigo tawana na sokalungo, na ngauna lega ni mami tigo ike. Maingarabi tsugendo na itabimbi, ke mami salai bo bike muni na itubutuba na bika kedenga. Muni rokovi kando kaikina na ni mami turanga. Sadabute na masu, na boko binabinaka na adha ichisunga ni mami soro ka ni mami bombula. Amen. Na adha saka ni kaluna tamanda, kena luvena, kena lotambu, sa kando kai viau mo kinda bagi kenda. Turanga na marama bako usipa na ililu ni matanitu, karachiko rau batagi kenda, na singanda indai. Sa kinda bagi tiko na leo ni buvale, na kena mai toko ni chiko na itabimbi sa tungo e matanda. Na adha saka ni kaluna tamanda, kena luvena, kena lotambu. Na numa meu wilika ngā weekend e ndonga na tikina. Me nonda e na kawini kua. Na lagoyani na kena wasi rusunga bulgo tolu. Exodus chapter 23 verses 25. Bible reads, "Worship the Lord your God, and his blessing will be on your food and water, and I will take sickness away from the middle of you." Rokovi gando kai tsiko na kalou, narara mano na mosa, kana kabi ni kua. Anda mo binabinaka ni da mai tiko nga, anda nonda mara uti kumbaleta ni kalou enda uba kalou nga taikenda. Kana nga mendanda uba binabinaka. One means of celebrating our God is to express appreciation. Always give thank to God the Father for everything. And nga mandanda ubo binabinaka. Manda ubo binabinaka takachiko na kaluwe na bingaw na kede baleta na nona be bakalunga tataki kibe kenda. Nukatale. And nga mandanda ubo binabinaka wana kalu baleta na be kakede sulia chigo be kenda. Kabangalala tagi kenda talanga mai, ana ivesu ni bebo ni matenduindui karao ni bau kenda. Tabuta chikona ibola tambo na matai ni Thessalonica na kena wasi indua, wasi lima tikine tsini kawalu. Ndo iya na bako binabinaka na buko ni kakedenga. Ni sa loma ni kalou, weke mundo, na buko Jesu Kristo. Yang amendanda bako binabinaka, na bengaw na kede. Kene karua, another means of celebrating our God is to express praise. Gratitude expresses appreciation for what he has done in the past, what he's doing in the present, and what he will do in the future. Praise express admiration for who he is and honor him for his glorious attributes. Tapo binabinaka po ilebu isang awalangan in tapo binabinaka. Daparay takatik nga buwan na kalou, kakede sa dakaboti, and the basing sa oti ni kuwa, and then ako binabinakatsinga, and the basing ni mataka. O binabinaka ni rambulambulo binakatsinga na ililu ni matinto, and ako binabinaka ni damay tikwa na nondo songo ni na singa inday, mandala beta tsinga na kaluwa na maraw, and kaya na may, bukay dori tsunga na itabilebu, merokovi kando kay tsinga kina na kalou. Kanda bukombauta ni sai koya ni lisi ni kalau weekenda. Senga walanga ni thaba ni kuwa sambaleti kanda. Ya na singa ni mataka. Ya mesa liu chunga na kalau. Ya na ngau na kedi. Ne ada sanga ni kalau na tamanda. Kena lubana kena lotambo. Dasa masu kalau dere kalau ndokai. Ke mami baka bina kavike moni na singa indai. Baka nomundi na nomuni vale. Turanga tisu na kana mai tabodi. E matai ke mami me baka ke mami sabu kan dina taka. Isa turanga me ke mami ngai rai telebidei. Ni sa tunga vike moni na bosa ni mbula. Bosa ni baka denguna. Bosa ni baka nditaki. Baka usi vire liu ni mata ni tuwe. Rasa chiko matanda indai. Ke mami sa dhambora na mbula. Kadhambora na itabi. Kena linga moni nga na turanga. Gori sa kana masa dhambo. Na vai chisunga ne mami soro kane mami bombula. Amen. Amen.
No, sir. Now I call the board chairman of Diabetes Fiji Incorporated to deliver the welcome address and introduce our chief guest.
The Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, our valued donor partners for today's event, the Pacific Community, IHG Hotels, members of Young Diabetes Fiji, and dedicated diabetes carers, and our diabetes advocates and ambassadors, heads of academic institutions, and our honored guests. Nisambula, and a very good afternoon to you all. It is a profound honor to welcome you all to this milestone event, the official launch of the diabetes campaign for 2024. This occasion represents not only the efforts of our organization, but the collective spirit of dedication from all our partners and stakeholders to a cause that touches many lives in our nations and the Pacific region. At the outset, I wish to extend my deepest gratitude to the Honourable Prime Minister and other esteemed leaders whose commitment to public health and community development provides a guiding light for such initiatives. I also warmly acknowledge the Pacific community and the Diplomatic Corps for their unwavering support and leadership in regional health efforts. A special thank you to our donor partners whose generosity makes today's events possible, for standing by us in this endeavor. To our Young Diabetes Fiji members, for your courage and determination that continue to inspire us all. To the dedicated diabetes carers, our advocates and ambassadors, your commitment to diabetes awareness and care forms the backbone of this campaign. Finally, thank you to all our heads of academic institutions and other invited guests for your continuous engagement in fostering health, education, and advocacy. Diabetes Fiji was formed in 2013 to assist and advocate for the diabetics of this country. We have a staggeringly high incidence of diabetes in Fiji and the Pacific, and the rate of amputation is something that we need to address urgently. Diabetes and related NCDs are a tsunami which shows no sign of slowing down. The Diabetes Campaign 2024 is a pivotal initiative aimed at addressing the growing prevalence of diabetes across Fiji and the Pacific. Running from today until the World Diabetes Day in November, this campaign is built on the pillars of awareness, prevention, education, and community engagement. It aligns with Fiji's Ministry of Health's strategic plan and global health agenda, ensuring that our actions support national priorities and contribute to worldwide health targets. This campaign comes at a crucial time as diabetes continues to be a significant health burden, not just in our country, but globally. By focusing on key areas such as advocacy, capacity building for healthcare professionals, community health screenings, and youth education, we aim to tackle diabetes head-on. Some of the cornerstone activities of this campaign include public awareness and advocacy through events through the media, community health screenings and outreach programs to high-risk areas, capacity building initiatives for healthcare professionals to better manage and treat diabetes, school outreach programs to educate and empower youth, physical activity programs, and business house health screenings. By engaging diverse sectors, whether it be healthcare, business, schools, or communities, we are ensuring a holistic and inclusive approach to tackling diabetes. This is a shared responsibility, and together we can foster a healthier and more resilient Fiji, where the risks of diabetes are significantly reduced. Today, we also recognize the importance of aligning this campaign with broader health strategies, particularly by the Ministry of Health's focus on public health reform and increased access to quality care. This collaboration is essential in driving sustainable change, and I'm confident that with your support, this campaign will leave a lasting impact on our communities. In closing, I would like to emphasize that each one of us has a role to play. Whether you're a healthcare provider, a policymaker, a teacher, or a parent, the fight against diabetes requires collective action. Let's take this opportunity to make a real difference, preventing diabetes where possible, and effectively managing it when necessary, and ultimately working towards a healthier future for all Fijians. Thank you, and let us all pray for the success of this campaign. Vinaka Vakalevu. While I'm here, thank you. While I'm here, I also have the honor and privilege of introducing a man who needs no introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest, the Prime Minister of Fiji, the Honorable Sitiveni Rabuka. Honorable Rabuka was elected Prime Minister of Fiji on the floor of Fiji's Parliament on the 24th of December 2022. He hails from the village of Drakeniwai in the district of Navatu in the province of the Kaunrove. He completed his intermediate education in Budalevu on the island of Tevini. He completed his secondary school at the prestigious QVS, the Queen Victoria School, where he excelled in sports, donning the school colors in athletics, cricket, hockey, and rugby. He was also the head prefect in his final year at QVS. He then joined the Fiji Military Forces, where he retired as Major General 23 years later. He was commander of the RFMF from 1987 to 1991, and among the leadership roles he assumed through his rise up the ranks were commanding officer of the Fiji Battalion with the UN Interim Forces in Lebanon from 1980 to 1981, Chief of Staff of RFMF in 1981-1982, Commanding Officer of the Fiji Battalion with the Multinational Force and Observers in Sinai, 1983 to 1985, SO1 Operations and Training at RFMF HQ, 1985 to 1987. He trained at the New Zealand Army School in 1968, India's Defence Staff College in 1979, and Australian Joint Service Staff College in 1982. His military secondments include the New Zealand Army in 1972-73 and the 6th Queen Elizabeth's own Gurkha Rifles and the 3rd Regiment of the Royal Horse Artillery and the 48th Infantry Brigade HQ at Sek Kong military camp of the British Army in Hong Kong in 1974. He holds a master's degree in military science from Madras University in India, which he attained in 1979, and an honorary doctorate from the Central Queensland University in 1998. Not only did he serve as Deputy Prime Minister 1991 to 1992 and Prime Minister from 1992 to 1999, he also assumed high-profile roles as a Commonwealth Secretary-General Special Envoy in the Solomon Islands 1999 to 2000, Chairman of Fiji's Great Council of Chiefs 1999 to 2001, Chairman of the Count Rove Provincial Council 2001 to 2009, Chairman of the Count Rove Provincial Holdings Limited, and Leader of Opposition from 2018 to 2020. Mr. Rabuka is married to retired school teacher, Mrs. Sulweti Rabuka, and they have 2 daughters and 2 sons, 7 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me in welcoming the Honourable Prime Minister to present his keynote address.
Thank you very much, Chair. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I was going to say, Honourable Ministers, I have not been able to see any in the audience, and also say members of Parliament. I also cannot see anyone in Parliament in the audience. Put your hand up if you are from Parliament, from Cabinet. Members of Diabetes Fiji Incorporated, members of the Diplomatic Corps, I see 1, 2, and members of their staff, patients living with chronic diseases and caregivers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Nisambul Winaka. I don't know why they have to keep having these very important meetings on Friday evening. When everybody wants to get home and relax. But then there are some of us who realize the importance of these gatherings and give up the early knockoff opportunity and come to be part of these very important gatherings. I was writing some notes while listening to the introduction, which, according to the gentleman himself, didn't need to be made of me. But I just put there, 1958, Vula died. 1960, Tamana died. 1963, Nana became blind. 1992, Nana died. 28 September 2024, Saturday last week, Dr. Om said to me, "What's your blood sugar?" Those dates and figures may mean nothing to you. But it wasn't until much later that my mother was told that she lost her 2 infant sons because of her diabetes. And she became blind in 1963 because of diabetes. She died in 92, not being able to see me from 1963 to 1992 because she was blind all that time. She felt my uniform and the stars I got each time I got promoted in the officer corps, but didn't see me in uniform. So I was, when Dr. Alm told me that last week, I was very, very careful to keep it under control. He told me you have to lose weight, and losing half a kilogram every week was about the right program. I got my daughter to call him today that after 6 days, I had lost 2.8 kilograms just by forgetting some of the things I loved. I took his warning seriously, and I intend to continue to be responsible for what I eat and drink. I continue by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land we stand on. The land of Suba, Ndormai, Turan Suba. I pay my respects and our respects to their chiefs, past, present, as well as emerging leaders, some of whom may be here with us today. I acknowledge their role in caring for the land and the Vanua upon which our capital city is located. I'm delighted to join you this evening to launch the National Diabetes Campaign 2024. I apologize for wearing my Queen Victoria School Old Boys shirt. I'm going straight to another function after this to launch the East-West SLR Rugby Trophy, played for by the Queen Victoria School Old Boys and sponsored by Divine Fijian Caregivers of Santa Rosa, California. It's a company belonging to an old boy who is running a very good chain of caregiving locations. And most of the people they look after are diabetic. I believe we're here to launch the Diabetes Campaign 2024, led by a dedicated team of Diabetes Fiji and the National Wellness Center of the Ministry of Health. This campaign reflects the government's commitment to address one of our greatest health challenges. Every time the Minister for Health comes and talks to me about a cabinet paper on health, he tells me, Prime Minister, this is one of the most serious health problems we have. Last week we were talking about drugs, and he said it's the most dangerous health problem we have. Now we're talking about diabetes, it's the most dangerous one. Which one is the most dangerous one? Whatever they tell me, I believe, because I'm not a doctor. Diabetes is known as a silent killer that impacts thousands of lives. In 2024, the Diabetes Campaign is organized by Diabetes Fiji Incorporated in collaboration with Pacific Community and the National Wellness Center. They will conduct 2 months of health and wellness campaign from October 7th to November 30th. The campaign coincides with the NCD month and culminates with the World Diabetes Day in November. Diabetes and its effects on the people of Fiji are well documented. Each one of us likely knows a family member who has diabetes, and I've just told you the history of my family. The burden of health costs on individuals, families, the workforce, and the government is alarming. Around 80% of deaths in Fiji are caused by diabetes and other NCDs, and these numbers are rising. Children, adults, and the elderly are all vulnerable to the risk factors contributing to NCDs, including unhealthy diets, physical inactivity, tobacco smoke exposure, and the harmful use of alcohol. It's duty-free for diplomats. So they're probably more at risk. In fact, their friends are more at risk. In 2020, we lost an estimated 5,700 Fijians due to NCD-related causes, with many of these lives cut short by heart diseases, diabetes, stroke, uncontrolled hypertension, cancers, and other chronic diseases. 1 in 10 adults worldwide have diabetes. So I'm part of 10% now. Over 90% of those cases are type 2 diabetes, with close to half undiagnosed. In many cases, type 2 diabetes and its complications can be delayed or prevented by adopting and maintaining healthy habits. This morning, my drivers and security guards were surprised that when I told them, after so many years, I did 100 sit-ups again this morning. And they said, where? Out there in the veranda. You can come and join me tomorrow. When not detected and treated early, diabetes can lead to serious and potentially life-threatening complications. For people at risk, and I'm doing the 100 sit-ups at 76, so it should be very easy for most of you. For people at risk of type 2 diabetes, knowing your risk and what to do is crucial for supporting prevention, early diagnosis, and timely treatment. Saving lives requires action from all of us. People and communities must take full ownership of their health and their well-being. I repeat that, individuals and communities must take ownership of their health and well-being. Many of us seem to think that good health is a state that comes automatically, that does not require work. This means we must all be conscious in looking after our health, and when we do have issues, to go for medical checkups, rather than fearing the doctors and health centers. Assuming the worst, not wanting to hear the news from the doctor that you have this or you have that, go to the doctors. The ultimate aim of this campaign is to bring diabetes awareness and early detection to the forefront of our community. Let us teach our people not to be afraid, not to be scared. Let's trust our health workers, trust our doctors, trust the sciences. Working hand in hand with faith-based organizations and leaders, such as the Reverend Dr. Anil Ruben and his team, the campaign will start in the Bau district. In collaboration with media partners, and if you're going to be working with Anil, ask him for the oil that he has. He's got some magic oil. In collaboration with media partners, business houses, and local communities, the campaign will ensure that diabetes awareness reaches every corner of the nation. The campaign's business and community-based activities will reinforce the importance of leading a healthy, active life. Importantly, the campaign will offer primary health screenings for early diagnosis and intervention, which is crucial for controlling and preventing the harmful effects of diabetes. I urge every Fijian to seize the opportunity to get screened for diabetes. Do not wait until it is too late. Taking that first step to get checked is a powerful act of self-care and responsibility. With the guidance of dedicated healthcare professionals, you have a chance to protect your future, your family, and your community. Together, we can create a healthier, diabetes-free Fiji. With the continued support of our development partners, stakeholders, and the community, we will build a sustainable framework for diabetes care, prevention, and education. I encourage everyone here to work collaboratively across sectors, forming alliances between individuals and organizations such as Diabetes Fiji, the government of Fiji, and local business sectors. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the National Wellness Center of the Ministry of Health and the Medical Services, as well as the civil society organizations. And in particular, I acknowledge the Diabetes Campaign Committee for organizing this annual event with the support of the Public Health Division of the Pacific Community. I also acknowledge partnerships and assistance from all sectors to make this campaign possible. Last but not least, thank you to everyone here tonight for engaging in this campaign and supporting efforts to prevent and control NCDs while enhancing wellness. I'm supposed to have a button somewhere. You got it? Okay. You will press it? Okay. I officially now launch the Diabetes Campaign 2024. Thank you very much. Vinawalevu, Dhanabat, and God bless Fiji.
Thank you so much, Honorable Prime Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, now let's move on to the exciting moment. Now I'll invite Ms. Elanani for the brief introductions, the unveiling of Diabetes Fiji Incorporated official website.
The Honorable Prime Minister, the Assistant Minister for Women, Children and Social Protection, the Deputy Director, Secretariat Pacific Community, Diplomatic Corps, strategic and working partners working directly and indirectly in the sphere of diabetes and NCDs. I appreciate the opportunity to share with us this afternoon regarding the Diabetes Fiji Incorporated website and the imperative need that led to its creation. Diabetes represents a significant health challenge for many individuals in Fiji. In response, we have established this platform to serve as a reliable resources where everyone can access vital information about diabetes. Our goal is to educate the public on prevention strategies and to provide guidance for those already living with this condition. Through this website, we aim to enhance awareness and extend support to those in need, as we firmly believe that education is fundamental to preventing diabetes and improving the overall health of our communities. The website offers detailed information about the services provided by Diabetes Fiji, specifically focusing on support for underprivileged children and individuals living with disabilities and diabetes. It improves access to essential medical resources by helping users locate nearby health clinics and directly connect with healthcare professionals. In addition, the website fosters a sense of community by offering support groups where individuals can interact and share their personal experiences, practical advice, and strategies for managing diabetes. This sense of connection is vital for reducing the isolations often felt by those with long-term conditions, providing a supportive environment. Diabetes Fiji social media has always served as a platform for patients and caregivers to connect with healthcare professionals. During the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic, the organization received over 1,247 messages from the community. The most common inquiries were, is the vaccine safe for diabetics, where to access medications and health checks, and what foods help boost immunity for diabetics, and etc. Highlighting the critical need for these connections, patients from as far as Kandavu and hotel workers in maritime areas were seeking help with their medication. This demand led Diabetes Fiji, Friend Fiji, and the Ministry of Health to establish a telehealth program and Zoom session to better serve these communities. Overall, these initiatives aim to strengthen Fiji by building resilience and supporting those affected by diabetes. Thank you very much. Now I invite the Honorable Prime Minister to digitally launch the website.
Did something happen? As a president? Pointing it at Andy? Okay. Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, and also I'll try to invite Ms. Joyce Savo for the unveiling for Diabetes Launch Fiji campaign.
The Honourable Prime Minister, Deputy Director of Pacific Community, the Diplomat Corps, participants, esteemed partners, and dedicated health advocates. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to brief the launch of the Diabetes Campaign 2024. This campaign represents not just a series of events, but a unified call to action in our fight against one of the most significant health challenges faced by our communities, diabetes. Aligned with the Ministry of Health and Medical Services, NCD Month and culminating in the World Diabetes Day celebrations, this campaign will extend through the months of October and November, striving to create a powerful impact on diabetes awareness, prevention, and care. Our goal is clear: to enhance public health literacy, promote early detection, and support individuals living with diabetes in managing their condition effectively. We aim to empower communities with the knowledge, resources, and care that they need to live healthier and more productive lives. Throughout October and November, a series of key events and activities have been planned to bring the goals to life. These events include the Diabetes Launching Event, which is having it this wonderful evening, community health awareness programs, diabetes walks, nurses symposium, and blue light campaigns. In November, We will continue with extensive health screening programs across interested business houses, the national celebration marking the World Diabetes Day, with subdivisional medical areas holding their respective celebrations, a major diabetes and surgical symposium at the Warwick Resort with the intention to launch the National Diabetes Food Care Guideline. We will close the month with a walk against NCDs for 5 kilometers at Albert Park, reinforcing our commitment to long-term advocacy. I invite you all to participate fully, contribute your expertise, and help us make this campaign a resounding success. Your involvement is essential to ensure that we can reach our most vulnerable populations and inspire lasting change. Let us work together to make a difference, because diabetes is not just a medical condition, it's a community responsibility. Thank you. Now I invite the Honorable Prime Minister to digitally launch the diabetes campaign.
Try again.
Ladies and gentlemen, moving to our program. Now we'll try to, before we invite our chief guest, just to say a little bit. So we are here with our Young Diabetes Fiji, or the YDF program, who've been part of our campaign for the past 10 years. So further ado, please join us as we celebrate the cake cutting ceremony. I invite our Honorable Chief Guest, the Honorable Prime Minister, the Board Chair, our Young Diabetes Fiji champs to join us for the cutting cake. Yes, sir. It's a fruit cake, sir. It's a different cake. Yes. The Honorable Prime Minister, the head of the Pacific Community, the Honorable Minister of Health and Medical Services, esteemed Chair of the Diabetes Fiji Board, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor and privilege that I welcome you again this afternoon, the official launch for the Diabetes Campaign, October 4th, 2024. We are here not only acknowledge the remarkable progress by the Diabetes Fiji Incorporated for over the last decade, but also to address the ongoing challenge in our fight against diabetes in Fiji and the Pacific. Your presence, especially the Honorable Prime Minister and the Honorable Minister of Health, the Diplomatic Corps, the head of Pacific community, it reflects the importance of our nation's place on this cause. Diabetes is a pressing public health issue, and our journey is a testament to the collective will of our government, our partners, and the communities to combat this disease. Diabetes Fiji, founded in May 14th, 2014, Diabetes Fiji Incorporated has become the leading organization committed to addressing the diabetes through prevention, education, and the treatment. As we mark our 10th year anniversary in 2024, we reflect our journey from the humble beginnings to a position of significant influence in the health landscapes of Fiji. Over the past decades, Diabetes Fiji Incorporated has experienced a blend of remarkable achievements, milestones, and the challenges. It's shaping our path forward. Through our achievements and success, we've established the community outreach and education. Diabetes Fiji has significant advanced diabetes awareness and educations. From 2014 to date, we have conducted 5,840 community outreach events, reaching out to 50,282 attendants. Our screening have touched the lives of 40,679 Fijians, helping raising awareness to detect early cases of diabetes. One of the biggest achievements and the success of the organization to have a food care program working in collaboration with our partners, such as the Ministry of Health and Medical Services. On the food care program, one of our standout success is the food care program, which has trained over 300 nurses and successfully prevented 60% of our diabetic foot ulcer cases from resulting in amputation. This initiative has made a substantial impact on the management, treatment of diabetic foot complications to improving the quality of life for thousands of patients. Thirdly, the capacity building. Diabetes Fiji has played a crucial role in enhancing the capabilities of the healthcare workforce. Through our training initiative, we have empowered 263 nurses, 180 physicians, 519 nursing students, and 467 medical students with the knowledge and the skills of manage of diabetes more effectively. Fourthly, the clinical expansion. From just the 3 clinics, we have now expanded our food care services to the 15 dedicated clinics, food care clinics in the region. In addition, we have established 48 special outpatient department clinics to introduce food care program in 85 peripheral health centers, significantly increasing access to care for diabetes patients across the country. Fifthly, through the strategic partnerships, the collaboration with the Ministry of Health and Medical Services and the other stakeholders have been critical tackling diabetes. These partnerships have allowed us to share our resources, enhance our reach, and provide comprehensive care to Fijians living with diabetes. Through the national campaigns, Diabetes Fiji has been a strong advocate for national awareness through the involvement in major campaigns like World Diabetes Day. Furthermore, we have launched a 10-year strategic plan aimed at combating diabetes through the prevention, education, and enhanced clinical management. As an organization, the challenges we always face with the past, despite the success, and our journey has not been without a challenge. Some of the major obstacles we have faced include funding. As a charitable organization, the sustainability of our programs depends heavily on financial support. Providing services, particularly in the underprivileged communities, requires ongoing funding, which remain a significant challenge. 2. The resources of constraints. Beyond the financial challenge, we face limitations in human resources, infrastructure, and equipment. These constraints impact our abilities to efficiently deliver services, but we continue to seek innovative ways to maximize available resources. Thirdly, the late presentations of cases. A considerable challenge we face is the late presentation of diabetic foot complications, often due to the initial reliance of traditional remedies. These results conditions that are more difficult and costly to treat. Fourthly, the high prevalence and undiagnosed cases, diabetes remains highly prevalent in Fiji, and many individuals are unaware of their conditions. Lack of awareness leads to the complication that could have been prevented with early diagnosis and intervention. Economic burdens. The financial impact of diabetes is significant. The cost of treatment, complications such as amputations and dialysis places heavy burdens on both individual and healthcare system. Lastly, integrations of services. While progress has been made, challenges remain as integrated diabetes care in the broader healthcare system to ensure that high quality, consistent care is provided across all regions. Moving forward, as we look ahead, Diabetes Fiji is committed to address these challenges. We will continue to expand our outreach in the clinical services, enhance educations, and foster partnerships that focus on prevention and early intervention. Our comprehensive, backed and dedication to our healthcare profession and our support of our partners is essential to reducing and burdens diabetes in Fiji. Together, we can build a healthier Fiji and ensure that diabetes managed, prevented, and ultimately reduced. Thank you once again for your support and participation in this journey. Penak. And now I invite the young Diabetes Fiji champs to share their inspiring journeys managing diabetes, showcasing the positive impact of Diabetes Fiji support through the program. Now I'll invite Namish Chori on the floor.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Namish Chaudhary. I'm 9 years old and a type 1 diabetic. I want to share what it's like to live with diabetes because it's a big part of my life. Having type 1 diabetes means checking my sugar level and taking insulin shots every day for the rest of my life. I was diagnosed on 17th November 2017, just a few days before turning 3. That time, I didn't understand anything. I spent nearly 1 month in hospital, 3 days in coma fighting for my life and coming out victorious. That was just one of the battle won. Numerous awaits. Another was getting medical supplies. Being new to this, my parents felt completely lost. This is where Dr. James Fong guided us. His one lesson we will never forget, that is to live a very simple life and not complicate it. So wherever you are, sir, a heartfelt thank you. Next was trying to understand how to manage. The doctors told me I had to inject myself every day. I thought it would hurt a lot. But my mommy and daddy showed me how to do it, and now I can proudly say that I can do all my shots by myself, though it does hurt. There are days where I have to prick myself several times a day. It pains, but I don't have a choice. since it's important. Every morning, I check my blood glucose and give insulin to myself. I've somewhat learned to count carbs to figure out correct doses. Sometimes it's easy, but other times it can be tricky, especially when I manage my diet and still end up with high numbers. It also becomes a task sometimes to make clinic doctors understand when they see these numbers. I only wish they'd understand that living with diabetes isn't easy after all. But we have come across some great and understanding doctors who do understand what's happening. Those clinic days, me and my mom feel lucky. Living with diabetes isn't always easy. I've had days whereby I've been second-guessed if it would be okay for me to take part in activities, but that doesn't deter me. It is just something I try and not be bothered about, but I do feel disheartened. Also, there are occasions where my glucose levels are either too high or low. I feel frustrated when I have to stop playing just to check and treat myself. I also hate it when I have to say no to some of my yummy treats and snacks, just to avoid high levels. But I'm getting better at handling it. I know the signs like headache, blurred vision, sleepy feeling, and I quickly drink juice from my super cool diabetic kit to avoid going into hypo. My parents taught me how to recognize these signs, and I feel safe knowing I have the ability to handle it. My school, teachers, and friends are amazing because my teachers understand I might need a snack or a break. My friends also know hypo signs and when and how to treat me if I need arises. I'm grateful for such a positive support system. Even though I have diabetes, I can do everything I love, but just have to plan a bit differently. Living with diabetes can be tough. It is a part of who I am, but it does not define me, as I've become stronger and braver. If you have diabetes too, remember, stay positive, stay strong, and never give up. We are in this together. Lastly, I'd like to thank everyone for taking time out to listen to my diabetic journey. Thank you.
Now I'll ask our Young Diabetes Fiji champ just to come forward and give a token of appreciation to our honorable chief guest. A fruit basket. I'll ask the YDF executive to join hands. Just give a token of appreciation to honorable. Moving on to our last item for today. Next, we'll have the insight from the Diabetes Care Support Group on the crucial role as a caregiver to play in supporting those living with diabetes. And now, I'll call them for testimonies.
The chief guest, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Sitiveni Rabuka, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. My name is Melania Yaval Ndrengaso, and I hail from the village of Nambalmbale in Wailevu, the Kaunrove. I am married and a proud mother of five beautiful children who are originally from Nangasova, Tawake, also in the province of the Kaunrove. Today, I want to emphasize the critical role of caregivers, parents, and guardians in supporting young people diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. A topic close to my heart, as my own son Nathan has faced challenges with such sickness when he was just 13 years old. He is now 17 and currently a year 11 student at Pandit Shirdar Maharaj College. We discovered Nathan had diabetes when he was just 13 years old. He was born a healthy child, never been admitted in hospital. We discovered Nathan had diabetes when he was just 13 years old. He was born a healthy child, never been admitted until the age of 13. At this time around, we noticed that he was gradually losing weight without any apparent reason. Concerned, we took him to Wainibukasi Hospital, where tests revealed that he had very high sugar levels, requiring urgent transfer to CWM Hospital. I was shocked because I didn't know that our young children could also suffer from diabetes. And at that moment, we were told that Nathan will be injected with insulin every day for the rest of his life. Imagine, every day for the rest of his life. Today, I want to highlight the vital role of caregivers play in nurturing and supporting our children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes in Fiji. Diabetes is just not a medical condition. It also affects the entire family. Caregivers, often parent and guardian, are crucial in managing treatment, monitoring sugar levels, and ensuring a healthy lifestyle. Our role is to provide emotional support, helping our children to cope with the challenge of living with this condition. Today, I would like to share some insights about the behaviors of children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Using my son Nathan as an example. At home, Nathan is a vibrant, active child who enjoys participating in various activities. However, there are times when he becomes moody or withdrawn for what's around him. It is important for family and relatives to recognize these moments and understand that they may be related to his condition. By understanding these behaviors, we can create a compassionate environment that fosters his well-being. It's crucial to monitor the blood sugar levels of children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and ensure that they attend secluded appointment at the Fiji Diabetic Hub. This requires our dedication, attention, and commitment. Advocating for the importance of parental support for children diagnosed with type 1 diabetes is essential for their well-being. The journey can be difficult for everyone involved, and it becomes even more challenging if we don't communicate and stand united in our efforts. We understand that without our support, we risk losing our beloved children during this critical time. By working together, we can create a nurturing environment that helps our children navigate their health challenges more effectively. I often think about children facing similar challenges who come from less privileged families or those who are living in remote rural and maritime area. We are fortunate that we can provide for Nathan, since his dad has a job that covers his medical expenses. However, we still make sacrifices in our budget to save for Nathan's health needs. It's disheartening to know that we continue to lose members of type 1 diabetes community due to insufficient support. I'm heard of tragic losses, including lives due to complication or unmanaged diabetes. I am taking this stand today as the voice of children and families who face challenges in managing diabetes situation to urge for government attention. We need to support type 1 diabetes communities. We do not understand the challenge they face daily. And some living in remote rural areas are facing difficulties attending clinic and receiving the right treatments that are needed for a diabetic person. On that note, I urge our coalition government, under the leadership of our honorable guest, to explore additional initiatives that can further support the type 1 diabetes community in Fiji. Your efforts in this area would make a significant impact. To conclude, I want to emphasize the crucial role caregivers play in the lives of our children with type 1 diabetes. On behalf of the parents, individuals, and members of type 1 diabetes in Fiji, I would like to express a heartfelt gratitude to everyone here today. A special thank you to our Honorable Minister for taking your time out on your busy schedule to support this event. We also appreciate the ongoing support from the Ministry of Health, the Fiji Diabetic Hub, along with the civil society and non-government organizations. Your unwavering dedication and commitment make a significant difference in our lives. Together, we can continue to provide support that our children need to thrive. Thank you all once again. And may God bless you all.
Thank you, Madam Melvania. Finally, I now invite the board member of Diabetes Fiji, Mr. Taus Khan, to deliver the vote of thanks, acknowledging all our dignitaries, partners, and supporters, or mainly our chief guest. Mr. Taus Khan.
Thank you. The honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Diabetes Fiji Incorporated Board, it is a great honor to deliver this vote of thanks at the conclusion of today's momentous occasion. We have witnessed the successful launch of the Diabetes Fiji website, the Diabetes Prevention Campaign, and the Diabetes Volunteers Program. Each of these initiatives make a critical step forward in our ongoing fight against diabetes in Fiji. First and foremost, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister of Fiji, Mr. Sitiveni Rabuka, for gracing us with his presence as our chief guest. Sir, your attendance and your unwavering support for our cause reflect your commitment to the health and well-being of the people of Fiji. We are deeply inspired by your leadership and thank you for taking the time to champion this important cause. Your words today will resonate with us as we continue our mission. We also wish to acknowledge the Honorable Linda Tabuya, Minister for Women, Children and Social Risk Protection, and the Honorable Shashi Kiran, Assistant Minister for Women, Children and Social Risk Protection. Your presence here today reaffirms the government's dedication to improving the health and welfare of our people. We are truly grateful for your valuable support and for the initiatives you continue to push forward in your respective portfolios, which align so closely with the goals of Diabetes Fiji Incorporated. To the Prime Minister's office staff, thank you for your tireless efforts in coordinating this event and ensuring the smooth flow of today's proceedings. Your behind-the-scenes work has not gone unnoticed, and we sincerely appreciate your dedication. We would also like to express our sincere appreciation to the management and staff of the Grand Pacific Hotel for hosting us today. Your generosity in providing this prestigious venue has helped to make this event a success. Additionally, our gratitude extends to the IGH group of hotels for their unwavering support in making today's event a reality. We also wish to extend our acknowledgement to the Pacific community for your generous support to enable us to have this event. We acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Noni Rabuka, Member of Parliament, Opposition. Your presence reaffirms your support for the continued work of Diabetes Fiji Incorporated. A special thank you must go to the champions living with diabetes, whose powerful testimonies we have had the privilege of hearing today. Your courage in sharing your personal stories of strength and resilience is truly inspiring. You remind us of why we do the work we do and provide hope to many others facing similar challenges. To the caregivers who spoke today, we thank you for your heartfelt words and for the dedication you show daily to those living with diabetes. Your impact cannot be overstated. We are profoundly grateful to the Ministry of Health and Medical Services for your continued grant funding and partnership in our work. The support you provide allows Diabetes Fiji Incorporated to reach vulnerable communities and to ensure that those living with diabetes receive the care and support they need. A special thanks to the Head of Wellness and the Diabetes Hub teams in the Central, Western, and Northern Divisions, who work tirelessly with us to improve the lives of many. Your collaboration has been essential to the success of our programs. To the Diabetes Fiji Incorporated board members, administration, and volunteers, I would like to personally acknowledge your hard work and dedication. It is because of your tireless efforts behind the scenes that we are able to accomplish so much. Today's launches are a testament to your passion and commitment to making a difference in the fight against diabetes. To conclude, for everyone who has taken the time to attend this event, your presence is invaluable. Together, we will continue to raise awareness and work towards the prevention and management of diabetes across Fiji. Vinaka Pakalevu, Dhanyavad, Shukran, Faik, Sia, and may we continue this journey with renewed energy and hope. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention. That comes to a conclude of our program for today. The Honorable Prime Minister, the Diplomatic Corps, our esteemed invited guests. We invite you to enjoy the elegant high tea served by the Diabetes Fiji and the Diabetes Hub, together with the Wellness Center. This is a wonderful opportunity for networking with our fellow dignitaries, healthcare professionals, and Diabetes Fiji team. Further ado, I will acknowledge for your participation this afternoon.